That was so fire, dude.
Oh, okay, cool.
That was so fire.
Thank you so much, Mama.
Yo,
You're the vibe, bro. You're the vibe.
That was freaking dope.
It was nice,
CliffCentral.com.
We're going to cry, laugh, and love. And we're going to do it together. The Life with Lebang podcast. Welcome to Life with Lebang. This is, of course, still episode 3. And I'm quite keen to have a conversation right now with somebody who, I don't even know where to start. Like, maybe I should start at the beginning. Should I start at the end? Should I start in the middle? I don't know where to start. I'll just say that, you see a lot of people come and go in the game. A lot of people come and they want to make their mark and they want to do great and they want to be famous and they want to, and then you meet like real people, people that actually leave something with you, and people that are clearly meant to do this. Special people. Man, special in the sense that like they're using their talents in the right way. You're not just like mucking around. I can just tell, like, the first time I was around you, I just knew that this energy is making so much sense to me. Like, it feels right. Thank you so much. It feels correct, girl. So I'm very, very happy to be hanging out with you. If you don't know who I'm with, you gotta put the diva before
Everything after the divas.
Put everything after the divas.
Because we're about the shmoney.
That's what I'm talking about. Lula Odiba is in the house, and we're gonna be hanging out. We're gonna be chatting. We're just gonna be getting to know you and learning more about your journey. But welcome.
Oh, thank you so much. What an introduction. I don't do this very often.
Yeah.
And I don't do this with people like you very often. So I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm also very excited and I'm honored. Your sleeve is so dope. Kgosana dope, man.
Stop. Stop. What do we do with all this dope in one room? Come on.
It's too much. Cliff Central, what do you do?
Yeah, welcome. So for those of you who don't know, Lula is a radio DJ. She's just like one of the coolest people ever. And so before I let the listener know everything about you, I was doing a little bit of research. You know how we do out here at Cliff Central, out here at Life with Lebang. True or false?
Oh no. Already.
I mean, let's just dive right in. Let's just dive right in. True or false? Your interest in radio got sparked when you were like 7 or 8, when you saw your brother laughing while he was listening to YFM. True or false?
You did your research. That's very true.
How tell me more about that day or that moment where you saw it and you're like, this is it.
I remember Lakeview Soweto. It must have been a 3-bedroom house. He had his own room.
Yes.
And to me, my brother's 9 years older than me. He was the coolest dude, still is the coolest guy I've ever met, right? So I'd constantly hear him laugh his ass off from the other room, and I'm constantly wondering, come into his room, he's listening to DJ Spoo, he's on the floor dying. I can't even understand the dialogue at the time, but the glee in his face was so uncanny. I was just like, I can't believe this guy is feeling this way just from voices coming out of a box. I was like, I want to do that. That is cool, man. And even if I didn't know I wanted to do that, I definitely wanted to be a part of it.
For sure. That's so dope. That, like, a lot of us obviously first get exposed to radio through like a family member or like maybe you're in the car, you're driving to school or whatever, you're like, what is this? So would you say that it was in that exact moment when you knew it was like one of those light bulbs, like in the movies, like when it's like ding?
No, I wouldn't say that moment was my king.
When was your king?
My king came, it must have been what was grade 9 I was 15. That was 2012. I was in grade 9 in 2012.
Sure. Okay, wait, I'm counting.
Grade 9, 2012. And this is when I'm starting to realize that my dad actually does this. And I'm looking at his lifestyle.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the kinds of things that he does, like traveling to Cape Town every second weekend.
Soft.
Oh, Shapadi.
Soft.
3 gigs per night, dude.
Damn.
Like, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, yo, can't it's like this just to talk on the radio. That was my thing.
Yeah.
That was my thing. But like the reasons why I wanted to do radio are not the same. At that time, it was like, I also want to like make ridiculous amounts of money and travel and do cool things and speak into a mic and play music. That was it for me.
Yeah.
But now I recognize that I have a responsibility to share a message. Like,
For sure.
I have to, because let's be real, there's not a lot of people that look like me on radio right now.
Yeah.
So I feel like I have such a responsibility to open the door. Like,
When you say look like you, what do you mean?
I'm talking about gay women.
Yeah.
Lesbian women.
Yes.
Do you know any other?
I don't. Actually, now that you mention, I mean, I maybe know them, but they don't know that I know that they know that I know. You know?
Please, like, enlighten me, because I haven't seen any. I'd love to see who in our community, because it's almost like a rerate radio di lesbian. But the gay, more TV, more radio, everywhere.
Yeah.
So, like, I just feel like my positioning and also where I work, like, it's really, really important for me to stay focused, stay humble, and do what I came here to do.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. So, word on the streets is that you once wanted to sing professionally.
Like, where'd you hear that?
Like, at some point you were like, you know what, Beyonce, you ain't got nothing on me. You ain't got nothing on me. Would you still go into that?
No.
It's a rap.
Like, music I'd go into, but not as singing. Like, not singing.
So, like, how would you go into music?
I'd produce, dude.
Okay.
I am in music one way or the other because I'm a DJ.
Yes.
So, like, just, you know, that thrill of playing a set and watching people go, yo, when I change the song.
Yes.
It's so thrilling.
Yes.
It's exhilarating. So, in one way or another, I'm still, that dream, it came true, just not in the way that I thought.
Yeah. Can you just give us a little, like a little song, like a note?
Do you recall the time?
Sure.
You captured this heart of mine. You wait, a night in a field full of candlelight. You are my light, you're my sunshine. Come on,
Love it. Idols say what you know about that song.
Harmonizing,
right?
I see you,
yeah,
girl.
you know, it's choir girls worldwide. Let's talk a little bit about the LGBTQ plus community. I mean, you already mentioned that you have this massive responsibility as one of the few openly lesbian radio DJs, proud of who you are, happy. I mean, we as a black community, it's already like, hey,
yo, man, like, what are you doing?
Like, do you know, man? You know, like, you'll generally not be received that well, and you've managed to do that. How, you know, have you used your platform, number one, to empower the young black girl who's a kid listening to you, also knowing that she could be definitely gay, but she obviously doesn't have anyone to speak to about it? How are you empowering her right now?
First of all, by authentically being myself on air. I used to censor myself, believe it or not, when I was still doing weekend.
Yeah?
First of all, I come from like I hate to use this word, but it's true. I come from a homophobic home.
Okay.
Right? So when I was on air, I'd constantly be wary of like who in my family is listening right now. If I want to talk about a girl and say how hot she is, they already know that I'm gay. They hate it. Like, I don't know if they still do now because we don't chat about it anymore. I'm just like, if you're going to hate, don't bring that energy around me. So I can say where they're at right now.
Hey, Takara!
There,
far away.
You can't even get in.
That's it.
Right, you know what I mean? So I now made the decision to be authentically myself. So by me being proud and loud on air, showing that I'm not going to create a facade now that I'm on air, makes the average kid who's sitting, the black girl that's sitting at home right now, think, oh my God, if she can do it and she comes from a household that she comes from, then I can too. I'm not going to let things like that to hold me back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And also, on my show, we have this thing called the Nightcap Conversation. And very, very often we have topics around queerness because my co-host is also a gay man. I'm almost like his boyfriend and he's my girlfriend.
That's
like,
so sweet. Like, what are the odds that you know?
I mean, it's also the first show at the station ever to have two queer hosts on one show, you see. So that already in itself lends the idea that you, like, come on, dog, just be yourself. It's it's like every day, like, these are the vibes. So I feel like that's how I'm doing it right now. So on the Nightcap Conversations, would have conversations about being queer in 2021, what it means, coming out. Do we still need to do that? You know, all these politics, we address them and in a way of learning and also informing. Yeah. And that's what I think makes authentic radio. Yes. If it's entertaining, informing and educational.
For sure, for sure. What are some of the more tougher things that you've had to endure in the radio space, in the music space? Just generally, like when you walk into a room and you can just feel. Yeah. I mean, some things are hard to, especially energies. Energies don't lie. They're so loud, and you can just feel if someone's like, grrr, and they're standing right behind you. So, what are some of the more difficult things that you've had to experience in your career?
In the radio world, not so much, but in the music world, it's happened. For example, I was playing and I exposed and JoJo's in Maboneng.
Yeah.
I when I play, I bring my own equipment, ne?
For sure.
Professional. I'm setting up. Okay, so the sound and lighting guy was messing with my set during the time that I was playing.
Yeah.
And now that made me seem like an amateur.
Yeah.
Because I'm doing my thing. The output is what people are receiving.
For sure.
Not what's happening behind the scenes.
For sure.
And 15 minutes into my set, the promoter, they shut it down. He's like, nah, you have to stop playing. You're not playing good enough. So the reason why I bring this up is because even later that day when I left, I went to a party at Kgosana, some club thing that was happening. And then they asked me promptly, like, can you please play for us quick?
Yeah.
I don't know, the piano DJ is not there and you seem like you're the only piano DJ here. I have my equipment. I'm like, I'm
of
good.
Course.
I played 2 songs.
Yeah.
That's not a DJ set, that's 2 songs. Because the energy that I felt at JoJo's was the same that I felt at Kgosana. Not saying that it's them, but it's the people who were controlling the decks. Just like arriving and that lack of respect because number one, I don't necessarily have clout. I have talent. I've got the skill.
Girl, you got clout.
Nah, I barely got clout because
you got clout.
Clout is like when now you clocking more my 5K post for saying
There's levels of clout.
You know what I mean?
There's levels of clout.
But just like being received that way because this person doesn't know me, now they're undermining me because they're unaware, and that's the industry. Like it's just so it's fickle.
Yeah,
it's disheartening because it's like, guys, let's respect each other for what we do.
That's it.
If there's a problem, let's talk about it. Don't dismiss me because you don't know who I am or you feel like I'm not famous enough or popular enough to do the task that you've paid me to do.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's the backlash I've received.
Like if I was a promoter, and I used to be, I would be listening to the show right now because this is really some good insight, and this can make and break the kind of energy that the music also comes out with. So the crowd can also pick up on no man, something's happening, something is funny.
Yeah.
So promoters, your technical team, make sure that they come correct to the people that you are paying to play at these gigs.
Do better.
Because it's a ripple effect. Do better. And anyway, let me not hop on about that because I'm also very passionate about that. I've experienced situations where I'm like, but why is this happening?
How?
Like, why?
That time uthengizela.
Hello?
Udlala ngami.
Come on. And that's why you pay a deposit beforehand. Exactly.
That's what I learned.
So tell me more about, obviously, being the daughter of an industry giant.
Yeah.
And I say the word giant, and I think it's not even the right word. Legend.
Yeah.
You know, how has that shaped you? How has that, led you to be the person that you are today, and some of the choices that you make so proudly and so openly?
I'm going to start off by saying that, like, my father and I's relationship was not necessary. We weren't necessarily close. Yeah. Right? I know he loved me. He took care of me financially. Yeah. But we weren't necessary. We didn't have that typical father-daughter relationship.
Yeah.
Hey, daddy, isn't that
like the ones in the movies.
Fairy tale, that one.
Yeah, it is a fairy tale,
so,
trust.
in terms of my career, like, I would say that just the small glimpses that I saw from my dad, like, growing up, the whole family's there. Hello, hi.
Yeah.
Every single time
Of
without
course.
so already I'm a spectacle. I can see who I'm different from other kids only because my dad is who he is.
Yes.
Right? And I kind of like that. I was like, man, this guy got power then.
Yeah.
If they stopping a whole function, but they're introducing me as Ngwana Wasbanban. That's when I know, this guy is big. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then he passed away. The time when he passed away, like, we didn't even love that he was that big. We knew, like, okay.
Yeah. But how do you not have that, like, dude, like my dad is Eddie Zondi and he's this buck?
Because like I got used to it. He's my pops at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like from time to time.
Yeah.
And I hear him every Sunday.
Yeah.
To me, it wasn't as fascinating. But now when he passes on, we had to have the funeral at UJ because it was a public funeral.
For sure.
The way people were crying. Of
course.
Oh man, another way thing. So yeah, all of that being said, like, I think I love the legacy that he left behind for me. I love it. I just, it gives me a head start because it makes for an interesting story.
Definitely.
But when it comes to my craft, we're vastly different. You can't deny that. Number one, okay, the one thing we have in common is that we both talk to the ladies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Shout out, Pops. Shout out, Pops.
What's happening, love? This is Lula Odiba. Put everything after the divas. Welcome to the nightcap. Not the romantic repertoire.
Yes.
The nightcap.
Yeah.
So that's the one thing we have in common. But in terms of radio between then and now, completely different. Yeah. My brand is different.
Yeah.
My radio style is different. I'm not a romantic repertoire Sunday soul session vibe.
Yeah.
I'm a now hip you know,
Yeah.
gong, gong, kind of
Yes,
vibe, you know what I mean?
yes.
So, yeah, in that sense, I think that he has influenced some parts of my career, but for the most part, like, we're such two completely different brands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you say that because of that pressure that comes with being his daughter, you already have to do so much more than just anybody else who's talented who may have this gift in radio?
Absolutely. Now I have to host the Grammys.
No, facts.
I have to.
What's that? Facts.
Like, I have to host the Grammys. I have to surpass that because with generations, you do the work that you do now so that your kids do better.
That's it.
And I have to do better
That's
for my dad.
And you don't want them to be like, ooh, ngwana gage o kae?
What's that thing? Shemuzamme, wait.
You know how they be, bro.
And they be like that.
Yo, they be
hard
like
too,
that.
Hard.
And the rest of your family? Are they like supportive? I mean, you mentioned earlier that you don't really like speak to everybody, but like your close family.
I speak to my family, just not about my sexuality.
Yeah.
My whole family is supportive. They can't help but brag about me.
For
dude.
sure.
Like, my family are religious listeners of my show.
Yeah.
My brother, my biggest fan. My mother, my biggest fan.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy with how they've supported me. They really do the most. Every single night. And I mean every night. Stories yakena. It's time now for Lula's show, The Nightcap on Y. Make sure you tune in. That's love, man.
That's so nice.
That's love.
And it really makes a big difference when you get that support from your family, because like when you strip that away, it's like you feel like you're almost alone.
True.
In this thing called life. So I'm very, very happy for you that you have their support. I mean, that explains why you're doing such great things.
Oh, thank you.
I want to talk a little bit about favoritism, you know, with like parents and growing up and stuff. I mean, it's tough. And you say you've got a brother.
I've got an older brother and two younger sisters.
So Lefo.
Bo ausba ka ke ba ntato ka le stepmother sa bona.
Okay.
Ya butwa ko na le ntato wa hae.
Mara still Lefo.
Re four.
At the end of the day.
At the end of the day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Did you ever experience any sort of like favoritism amongst like you and your siblings?
Yeah, from my dad. Like, he loved those little kids. Dude, like, he loved those little kids, bro. They were favored.
Yeah.
I mean, he was married to my stepmom.
Yeah.
They lived together.
Yeah.
Naturally, they'll have more attention, more time, more investment in whatever that they want. Let me tell you a quick story. This one is a sad one.
Story time.
But I'm gonna share, ne?
Yeah.
So my sisters and I, we went to the same primary school, but then they didn't stay there till grade 7 because, I mean, a private school. Public. 12 years go fail. So at some point we all went to the same primary school, and I was in grade 8 at the time. My younger sister was probably in grade 2, 3.
Yeah.
So my music teacher from that primary school was also my music teacher elsewhere.
Yeah.
And we had just finished up on our lesson. She's like, yo, don't you want to go back to Monday Primary to go check out your old teachers?
Yeah.
Show them how you... I'm like, yeah, let's go. I get some go school my old primary school. I'm vibing, eating a hot dog. I'm like, that is my little sister Mole. So now the reason why I mention this is because when I was in that school and there was family days, my pops never came, fam.
Yeah.
And here he is with his kids at a family function.
Yeah.
Favoritism.
Yeah.
It's key.
I feel you.
But when it comes to my mom, my brother and I are equal. Like, there's never been a point where I feel like, because we all got the same thing. Like, when I got a car at 18, he got a car at 18.
Yeah.
She built us a room. Both of us, you know, everything was always split in half. Like,
That's
all
dope.
our gifts were, as much as he's older than me,
Yeah.
it felt very equal.
No, that's dope. I just want to encourage you a little bit because I literally can relate to your story. Copy,
Really?
freaking paste.
That's
literally,
crazy.
it's wild.
Kau
Like,
trigger.
I'm sitting here being triggered. Like, she's triggering my whole life right now. I'm like, damn, I just need to make peace. I need to make peace with all these changes. Like, it's very, very hard to see your parents treat a younger sibling so much better, especially a girl.
Dog.
Because you sit there, I'm like, I was the only girl though, and now there's more girls, and you're doing to these girls what I would have liked for you to do to me.
It's like, oh, so you are capable to do
Exactly.
these things, just not with me?
Yeah, but here's the thing,
Yeah.
and this is why I want us to talk about this.
Yeah.
Is that at that time of your dad's life,
Yeah.
he maybe wasn't equipped to treat you in the way that you want to be treated. He had to go through treating you that way so he can learn how better to treat a girl child. So I don't want you to walk away from this feeling like, you know, some type of way. The next interview you go to and they speak to you about your relationship with your dad and
Yeah.
the parenting style,
Yeah.
you need to say, you know what, everything happened the way it happened for that reason.
Yeah.
I till this day am like, I don't understand some of the things. Like I know, like my little sister's got like a phone, she's got this, she's got that. I'm like, I wish I got that attention, but I didn't.
Is this like the curse of the firstborn or what?
I don't know. I don't know what it is, but also we need to just realize that our parents are also humans. They're also going through the motions and figuring things out and learning things. So what we don't want is for them to treat our younger siblings the way that they treated us. They have to show that they've grown.
Yeah.
They have to show that they've learned. So, and don't let it affect your relationship with your sisters either.
No, never.
Nah.
I love my sisters.
I think we're good to go.
I love my family.
Then we're good to go.
Yeah, I feel like everything that you've just mentioned, like I am making peace with this slowly but surely, because I also have my unlearning to do, my trauma to get over. And I've forgiven him. If I was ever upset, because I can tell that he's protecting me in the other life. Like,
absolutely.
My dad actually speaks to me all the time, like through music. It's the most bizarre thing. So
that's so nice.
Yeah, like it's crazy. Like you might think I'm going crazy, but I can see it. I can feel it.
That is insane.
And I'm aware that I'm not crazy. Like,
you're not crazy.
Yeah.
You're definitely not crazy. That is so nice. I love that. I want to encourage you, man. I just want you to just feel empowered, girl. I want you to feel empowered and know that every single thing that you did with your dad and experience with him was for a reason. You know, I still need to make that peace with my dad. I still have him. I barely talk to him. I can honestly say I don't know him, but I'd like to. So I'm gonna keep fighting. Because you don't have your dad anymore, but he's still present. In music, you still communicate with him. I think that is so special and so beautiful. So thank you for being here, because you've just given me something to do.
You know what's crazy? The other day I was going through my dad's tweets. Because I don't know why I had never done it before. I'm going through this man's tweet. Mind you, I was 14 when he... No, I wasn't 14. It was in 2014. I was something like 17 when he passed away. And I also didn't really know him. I knew him as my father and someone who works on the radio. Never really, like... I knew his habits and things like that. Now I'm reading through his tweets. I'm like, oh, he was funny. Like, look at this wit. God, he loved Orlando Pirates. You know what I mean? Oh my God, he's playing out here. Damn, he's tired today. And I was just like, I'm learning this man over social media. So shout out to social media. It's crazy, like what it can do for us.
Right? It can bring us closer to people that we maybe aren't able to speak to, like in that moment and in real time. So shout out social media. You are doing some sort of good. So where to from here? Like, what's the big plan? You know, I know you said you want to host the Grammys, of which, girl, I'll be right there with you, girl, hosting side by side. So that one I'm hopping onto.
No, definitely.
What are the plans? You know, where can we see you after this?
So I really want to do TV.
Yes.
What I've been doing lately is doing like a lot of auditions, but this for TV ads, just so I can put my foot through the door.
For sure.
I'm DJing a lot more.
For sure.
I really want a TV gig, but I do have a 5-year plan as well. I want to do this late night show that I'm doing right now, maybe for like this year, next year. And then after that, I want 12 to 3.
Okay.
For 2 years. And then I want Drive. And then I move to another station.
Okay.
The ultimate goal is to be like almost the Gareth Cliff.
Yeah.
Can I swear?
mean, yeah, girl, it's
motherfucking shit, bruh. Yo, oh my God. So yeah, I want to have my own station or even run the one I'm at right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't mind doing that. Like,
okay.
Tell next year. But yeah, like right now, my 5-year plan is to maybe in 5 years be on Drive.
Okay.
That doesn't sound too ambitious anymore. At first, it sounded too ambitious.
And it looks good on paper.
Yeah.
Because I also had a similar dream. I was like, okay, well, graveyard after graveyard, do lunch after you do weekend, then you do lunch after lunch.
You got reservations about it now?
And then I'll be honest, I do. And that's just because I'm thinking about the future of radio in this country and the future of how people consume content.
Okay.
And you are already like a person that's living way ahead of their time.
Yeah.
Maybe even in the wrong country. I can honestly say that. So do you think that in, what's 5 years from now? We're in
2026.
So you think in 2026, Drive Time Radio is still going to be...
station.
How many youth stations do we have?
1.
So you want to still be there? Yeah. So thank you for coming to No, but real talk, like,
I see what
you know
mean.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, think about like the future of how people consume. And
it's a very good point.
Podcasting is where we at, baby. I mean, you're at cliffcentral.com right now.
That's a very good point.
You know, and if you want, Lula.com to be the future, we need to talk.
Yeah, I should probably start right now.
That's what I'm talking about.
I
So
hear
so
you.
think ahead. I know you've got that goal, and don't let it deter you from that. If that's still ultimately you can.
Yeah.
But also know that while you're doing that, there's a whole other audience that you could be serving, because there's lives that you still need to touch. There's people on a global scale that still need to hear your story so that they can feel better about themselves.
Yeah.
So don't cut yourself short and just say that one goal is all that you need to do. You've got so much more that you're gonna do.
Yeah.
So
Thank you for that. Actually, it makes a world of sense. And
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to be, because I was considering it, but there's just this fear. I don't know where the stupid fear comes from.
Yeah.
Ibazotina Bantu syndrome already.
girl,
It's so stupid, and I hate it. And I hate that I do it because I address it all the time.
Yeah.
But I still have it. It's innate in all of us. I
Yes,
don't know
it
if
is.
it's a black people thing, Mara.
no,
Gooby.
it's not a black people thing. It's certain communities. I know
Societal.
Yes, there's
Yeah.
I know the Indian community as well. They struggle a lot with Abantu Bazoti.
I'm sure you wear small.
Yeah, no, mo iwes batla bolaya
Yeah,
if
you are wena.
yay.
Wahlanye.
Exactly. So don't let imposter syndrome as well. Just it's not a real thing.
Yeah.
Like you are fire. You will be felt.
Thank you.
And I say this with everybody that I feel that about. If you are fire, girl, you will be felt. It doesn't matter how far you try to hide, who tries to dim your light, girl, you're meant to shine. So think about the podcast.
I will.
When you started, can I please get my 50% cut? Because obviously
Girl,
it's my idea.
EIP.
Ami.
Okay.
Lula, thank you, Mama. Thank you so much for joining us.
Such a pleasure.
I think we should do this again, like maybe in the next couple of months. Touch base, see
Dude,
where
this
you
is
at.
the third episode.
Girl,
Thank you for calling me.
of course. I had to start at the top. I was like, let me get my stirrings first,
Unchaza jwang?
and then
I love you, Lebang.
I love you too, baby.
Dude, we were almost colleagues.
We were, right? And then God said, handbrake.
I know how this gonna work out at the end.
Exactly. And he still does. So thank you so much for coming.
Such a pleasure.
Where can we find you on social media? What?
Speaking of social media, I just want to mention one last thing.
Yes.
I posted a video of me and Mihlali yesterday.
I saw that.
Did you see the
I saw
backlash I
that.
received?
I didn't see the backlash.
So I posted a very nice video, and by the way, I got permission from her to post it as soon
Yeah.
as we were done taking it.
Yes.
Like, dude, I'm gonna post this thing. Nah. She's like, yeah, it's cool, but Twitter's gonna have a field day. So she also saw.
Yeah.
Now, in retrospect, I realized my fault in this thing, but Twitter folks also be too deep.
Yeah.
So I asked Mihlali, yo, baby girl, what would it take to make you gay? And she laughed. She's like, oh my God.
She was quite giddy. Hey?
You know what I mean? She was blushing. I was
Yeah,
like,
she
am
was.
I reading this wrong? One butt. So now Twitter was like, oh, dude, as a queer person, you're setting us so back. How can you turn someone gay? I was like, okay, yes, the phrasing was
yeah.
wrong. Because if it was a straight man asking a gay woman, what can I do to turn you straight? That would be so fucked up. But I think what we should investigate is the gaze when it comes to male versus like female. How is it that she was so comfortable and open to answer the question, whereas in the other spectrum of things, if it was a guy doing the same thing? What I'm saying is, like, in no way what I was saying was perpetuating that kind of behavior.
For sure.
But just like if you start to pop or something blows up and your intentions were good, stick to your motherfucking guns. Don't be intimidated. Don't be disheartened. Don't internalize that negative stuff.
For sure.
But I'm at Lula Odiba on Twitter, Facebook, and IG. I'll check you there. I'm sitting on about my 4,000 followers.
Come
Put me
on,
10.
Come on, gal.
Come on.
Come on, girl. You heard it here. Let's get Lula to 10K followers. I mean, let's get the clout. She says she doesn't have clout, but I know for free that she does. So, yeah. Girl, thank you. This was nice.
It was great.
And also just like social media, people don't know what they want.
They don't know what they
They'll
want.
find anything wrong. They'll find anything wrong. So don't even begin to give them attention. Just keep it moving. Track 7. If anything, you should just release an official statement and just be like, hey guys, I'm sorry for what I said. If y'all feel some type of way, here's a link to my music. Boom. Boom.
I must actually do that. I mean, in 24 hours, I got like 70.1 thousand views.
Look at that.
Just from that. Now, I'm just glad everyone saw me say, yo, what's up? This is Lula Odiba.
Thank
and
you.
Mihlali was next to me blushing.
Hello.
I'm good, bro.
Hello.
That's a win for me.
Bucket list complete. Thank you, baby.
It's a pleasure.
And just like that, it's a wrap.
Done.
It's Life with Lebang.
CliffCentral.com